welcome back for another episode of Market Markup. This is Lance, co-founder of BH Capital Enterprises, where I teach people how to navigate the markets using price action. And even more specific than that, my favorite area of price action is charts. So teaching people how to read that visual price action. What I've been doing during the month of July is a 30-day chart challenge where every single day for the month of July, did I say March? July is what I meant. Um, so every single day I do a video breakdown of a random ticker. Today I'll be doing AT&T. I apologize for getting this out so late, but I've had a really, really busy day today. But anyway, disclaimer, this is just educational or for entertainment purposes. This is not to be misconstrued as any type of investment advice. Also, I don't currently hold any position in AT&T at this time. I will say that it's one that I've been wanting to get hold of for a long time, just waiting for what I feel to be, the right price. But anyway, and that's not investment advice either. But let's just go ahead and jump on into AT&T. So what I'm seeing right now is that, for the most part, the price has been range bound for several years. Um, no telling when we'll have a breakout or a breakdown on this thing. But as you can see here, for several years, it was in that phase two of the market cycle, and since about the year 2000, so 20 years, 20 years, this thing has pretty much been consolidating. Um, well, I wouldn't even say that. So it had a short little period of consolidation here, then marked down, and now it's just pretty much consolidating. But yeah, but as you can see, the majority of AT&T's price action is being concentrated between like that mid $20 area and about the low 40s. Honestly, I've never looked at AT&T and saw the price at 40. Um, Now, most of the time that I look at AT&T, it's somewhere between like 25 and 33 or something like that. But anyway, so far this year, AT&T has just been on the struggle bus. While everything was running last year, AT&T just plummeted from near 40 all the way down to 25. So significant drop for AT&T. And it's too early to call this candle here, but definitely something that definitely a candle that I would be paying attention to, especially if it keeps this sort of sentiment going into next year. Then, we can form some potential hypothesis about, how 2022 may turn out to be. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and mark a couple of levels here. For 2021, it will be here. Okay, 2021 high is what I'll call it. Okay, and so as you can see, AT&T, just got really weak here in this 33, $34 area and faded down to where it is now. Um, I'm gonna just do like a little rectangle to emphasize or basically show where the majority of that price action has been over the past several years. So about right in here, right in this area. So notice that uh, the high for this year pretty much goes right through about the mid range of this entire range. Not sure what that really means, but it's just an observation. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the yearly chart. I'm gonna just go ahead and move on to the monthly chart and see what's cracking. All right, so monthly chart, you can see pretty decently where that price action has been just kind of range bound. Just a funky looking chart, really. Let me just take this rectangle off. A really funky looking chart, but down here, it has entered phase one of the market cycle after a markdown here from near 40 down to that 25, $26 area. I'm honestly hoping that this thing drops back down to that low 20s, so that maybe I can grab me some shares, but you know we'll see about that. But anyway, I'll probably end up setting me an alert down here, but we'll just see. We'll just see. But yeah, so for the most part on this monthly chart, it's just some phase one action. So I'm just gonna draw another um, rectangle here, just to kind of um, just as a visual reminder for me that I'm watching for a move outside of this area. Um, I'm just seeing if I see anything here, really. Not really. Yeah, not really seeing a whole lot here. Hmm. Usually when you see a pattern kind of like this, it tends to be a bullish pattern, but I think with this price action down here, the structure is kind of broken. So um, that's that's not even. I'm gonna take a screenshot anyway so that I can just remember that I saw that. But yeah, I think that's not even super significant at this point. Um, One thing that I would watch, for this year, especially if it can get back to that 2021 high, then maybe it sees um, somewhere north of that area, maybe 36, 37, somewhere in there. I'll just be looking to see if it can get there at some point this year. I'm not sure what the seasonality is for AT&T, but I'll that's something that I'll check on at some point. At some point. But yeah, so on the monthly chart, we're just kind of sitting on our hands for as long as it continues to consolidate, and we're going to watch for a move, whether it be up or down, um, out of this area where it's been, kind of concentrated over the past, several months. Um, let's move on to the weekly. Weekly chart, just more of the same, just consolidation. We got a few outliers here where the price, jumped up toward the mid 30s, but it really can't sustain there. I haven't looked at AT&T fundamentally in quite some time, but I do know that the last time that I looked at them, their debt was just completely out of control. Um, I'll have to go back and look at that debt and see, what they're paying in terms of servicing that debt and things of that nature. Just doing a little breakdown of the company's overall debt, just to get some updated insights into, what may be happening with this company, why the share price is just chilling. Um, but yeah, not necessarily seeing any patterns or anything. Just, some straight market cycle transitions. That's pretty much it, really. Um, let's see if the daily chart gives us any additional insight. I didn't mean to click that, but I'm gonna note that. I clicked that accidentally, but I do want to for sure take note of this. 28.9 is what it is. Got for a 30-minute chart. Okay. All right. So I was intending to look at the daily chart, but I'm gonna take a screenshot of this 30-minute chart just because, and I'm going to actually click on the daily chart. With the daily chart, we got another gap that has not been filled. So I'm gonna make note of that as well. So about between this low 30s to 31, about a point. Um, I'll do that. Let's see. Bottom side gap daily. And we're going to make this orange. We're going to call this top side gap daily. Orange again. Two. There we go. All right. Yeah. Daily chart not seeing much different um, in terms of potential. However, I would watch the fact that there is a bearish crossover happening between the 50 and the 200-day moving average, and the price has been below this 200-day moving average for quite some time, several days, I would say, um, since back in like May. Sorry, not March, but May. Um, so I would look to see, how this continues to develop, because it's not gonna stay below that 200 and that 50 forever. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping an eye on that. Um, it looks like, this $27 area could be some potential support here, as you can see, over the past year at least. Um, it tends to bounce when it hits this area. Um, Matter of fact, let me do a 2 year on this thing just to get a bit more data, and we'll go here. So yeah, I mean, you can see almost every time it hits this $27 area, it bounces. So what I'm going to do is draw a price level down here. and notate that. Alright, so historical. We're going to make this yellow. Okay, there we go. Alright, so historical demand, we got that. There's a few outliers here where, you know, a few times over the past 2 years it has fallen below there. But for the most part, it bounces there. So we'll see. We'll see, you know, how that develops in the near future to see if that continues to be the case. But like I said, I would personally love for it to fall a little bit further, but you know, we'll see. The difference this time, this go round, compared to the other times that it fell below this area was that there wasn't a death cross happening. You know what I mean? Basically, it had already occurred during those other times that it fell below that historical demand. And so things were starting to turn around at that point. So this time, you know, we have some momentum to the downside, short term, um, before it decides to turn around. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. But that's pretty much it for AT&T. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And again, if there are any tickers that you would like for me to check out, leave them in the comments for me, and I will put them in my queue. Thanks for catching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.